Welcome to Keep Your Head Up Hockey. I'm your host, JB Young. We got Coach Jose and Brendan Finch in the house. And yes, J Dog will be here. He's just having, again, some Dominican issues with his internet, but he'll be joining here shortly. Thanks so much for tuning in, as always. And thanks so much last week for watching our first show of the year. It was a great one. And I just wanted to, of course, shout out to Core 4. You guys are the best. Thanks so much for supporting the show. But we'll do a big show about the Leafs today. But again, as always, smash the like button, share the show, tell a friend. You know, you're at the bar on Saturday or Sunday, you're watching football. Be like, hey, I watch these crazy guys on YouTube. Keep your head up hockey. Talk about the show. Get some people involved. But anyway, thanks so much for being here once again. How was everybody's week? Dylan, how was your week, buddy?
It feels like I flew by. Feels like we just did this show like a couple days ago. Here we are again. Busy, obviously, with real job stuff, but always excited to get back on the air with you guys and talk a little hockey.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Brendan, how was your week, bud?
Yeah, man, I'm super pumped to be here too, boys. It does feel like a long time, actually, since we last met. I started back at work, first time in 8 weeks on Monday, and so just kind of getting shaking the rust off right now, fellas. But it's good to be here and not doing that. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely the same thing. It's been a busy week, but back at it again. And October 3rd, I heard, is the start of the NHL season. So we're a month away. So got to get pumped up about that. Like football's back, the college football, pro football is back, but hockey.
It is the most wonderful time of the year, buddy.
It really, really is. It really,
college
really
football.
Tis the season, boys.
Yeah.
Hey, playoff hockey is a fun time of year, but
let's get started. So obviously, disappointing year for the Leafs. With Coach Keith having the bench again, and Toronto loses in the first round once again. A tough loss in Game 7 to Boston. I think we gave him a fair fight. I just think that when it came to push and pull, just did not have enough of it, and didn't have the squad to go where we want to go. We want to go to the conference final. I'd say would be really the only way that the Leaf fans will be happy this year if we can get to the conference final. Not even second round. I'm saying, let's get to that conference final. But, made some great changes. We'll talk about them here soon. But yeah, just we'll talk briefly about the end of the season. Dylan, what are your thoughts on Game 7 and the series against Boston?
This part of the show makes me so happy, by the way. Sorry, go ahead.
Why you got to bring it up? I've literally, look at me. I feel like I lost a bet. I got a black hat and a yellow shirt on, and you're making me talk about that. Fucking Boston. Oh, my God. And you know what? And then Boston goes on and loses, and they look like a shell of the team that they would have been. I don't even want to think about it, Jamie. I don't even want you bringing it up, to be honest. It's in the past. No. Who cares? You know what, though? The boys, this is a lesson learned. They finally figured out what needs to be done in the playoffs. I know it's taken a while. I know that our co-host here, Brendan, has enjoyed watching the Leafs learn this valuable lesson, but the lesson's been
over and over and over.
The lesson has been learned, and I feel like Boston's I said this last year too. I didn't think Boston was going to even make the playoffs, and there they were winning the President's Trophy or whatever it was. So, no, sorry, that was New York. But anyways, they were up there. Didn't they start the year like 17-0 or something ridiculous?
Oh, they were killing it.
Stupidity,
man.
Stupidity with that goaltending tandem, which they don't have anymore. So, yeah, watch out, Boston. Boston's still trending the other way, in my opinion, and Toronto's trending upwards. Look at their blue line now. It's unstoppable. Best B line in the league right now, boys.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
You heard it here first.
We'll talk about it. There's the J-Dog. J-Dog.
Sorry,
Jay Bruce in the house.
This is gonna get fun.
Even my beer is Boston colors. What is going on here with me today?
I think you planned
it. I don't know. Jump ship or something. I don't know.
I'm trying to shake the juice.
We'll get to Brennan. I want Brennan to be the last comments here because I know he's just itching at talking about this, but Jay, what are your thoughts on the first round of us losing the first round to Boston in Game 7? What are your thoughts on how Toronto exited last season?
Fuck, I was giddy. To be totally honest with you, I can't believe a team with that roster lost. It just shows the lack of heart and what's going on in that damn dressing room, right? So
yeah, well, we
just made a coaching change. They got some D-men, but there's still a snake pit team that's going to fucking screw the pooch in the first round again this year, hopefully. I don't think they will. I actually believe that they're built to succeed, but it'll make it so much more satisfying for me with all the new additions and all the hope and all the hype. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
Jay, what are your thoughts, big guy?
Bring on the fucking season.
I think we lost Jay once again.
No, I'm right here.
No, he's just watching me make an ass of myself.
Jump in.
He did say he was going to put you last, and then he asked me, and then you answered. So that's why I went.
Yeah.
Look at the name tag.
I thought he said me.
No.
Well, anyways, I was just so excited to talk. I had to get my 2 cents in. My bad, dude.
I just let you roll with it, dude.
Hey, man, I was giddy, like I said in the beginning.
Well, I obviously I didn't like anything about it. I hate Boston as a team. You know, I'd love to have a couple of their players on our team. That's for sure. It'd be a Stanley Cup team with two other guys on our team. However, I say our team like I'm playing on it, but I'd like to say that there was no heart, and the last goal was a conundrum, to say the least. Why the goalie didn't go out after the puck, I have no idea. Why Marner didn't stick with his man, I have no idea. Why the defenseman let him blow by him like that, I have no idea. It was like it was bought and paid for. It was such a I've never seen anything like it in my whole life. You know, and that was Pee Wee League hockey at the most important, probably the most important game they had it was the most important game they probably had in, 60 years.
I would say 80
or 50 years, And it was
the difference between an elite goaltender and a really good goaltender for sure, Jay, on that player. 100%.
I think the difference between somebody with confidence and somebody lacking a bunch of it. To me, he's never been one for going out of his net very much, and when he does, he's not very fucking capable. That's something I think he really needs to work on. The goaltenders these days need to be a lot better at that kind of thing. And you look at all the best teams; they have goalies that can do that. Now, from what I'm hearing, Murray is the best he's been in a long time, and not just the best he's felt. He's actually, from what I'm hearing, he's the best he's been in a long time. And from what I'm understanding, I think we should probably expect Murray to be a starting goalie this year. That's what I'm hearing.
He's still quite young, right? He's only 28 or 29, isn't he?
Yeah,
which is surprising because he's been around for quite some time, right?
Well, yeah, he came into the league at 19.
It feels like he's like 35.
Yeah, he won a cup at like 20, and then just right. I feel like if you win a cup
and then
at
he
20 years
came
old,
to the goaltender graveyard in Ottawa.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. And Toronto, Ontario is the goaltender graveyard. What happens though if you win a cup at an early age? Corey Perry won a cup at an early age, and then he went to the dance every time and couldn't win another one.
Why do we got to keep bringing him up?
Fuck! I hope you guys sign him.
I hope not. Gosh, oh my God. Well, let's talk about who we signed. We're going to get at that. We're going to pitch it. Let's talk about it. We're talking about the Leafs all day today, and we'll get to it. Biggest signing I got to say is definitely our coach, Craig Berube. Coming from St. Louis, and getting fired for no good reason, as far as I'm concerned. He took a team that shouldn't have been there in St. Louis and took them all the way to Stanley Cup, and they won, and really a dominant playoff run by them. They had a phenomenal run, and I think really he's going to be the right coach for us. He's going to be a tougher guy than Keefe. Keefe just couldn't get it done. We gave him a bunch of chances. He had no experience of being a head coach. Now we're hiring a guy that's got tons of experience, as far as I'm concerned, and can put his foot down, right? And it's going to ask a lot more out of our young core here than anyone has before. I really think that he's going to mold this team in the preseason, as well as early on in the season, to be a team that can go deep. And I think that he's going to be the biggest difference on our squad than anybody else that's going to be on the ice. coaches win, Stanley Cups. They really do, as well as goalies, but coaches win Stanley Cups. And if you got a good coach, to push you and to get your weakest link to really buy in and be one of your, best day-to-day players, well, he's going to get these guys to do it. And I'm really excited to see what he has to bring to, the squad that's really had a tough time in the playoffs. We're going to throw it over to Coach Nose to hear what he has to say about Mr. Berube.
Oh, I'm dancing over here, boys, because all I can think, the only thing that's going on in my head right now is that song that goes, Berube, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. We're going down to the Kokomo, and this guy's going to take us to the promised land, baby. He's going to take us all the way to Cabo to celebrate with the Cup next April. I'll tell you right now, that's what's happening. This coach is the guy to do it. Finally, they named a guy that can do it. Never had faith in Keith. Liked Keith, players coach, guy's guy, but just doesn't have that switch, man. You got to be a nice guy most of the time, but you got to be able to kick some ass and start calling guys out, sitting guys, being like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out there and do your job. And then, be like, hey, listen, I lost my cool a little bit, but at the end of the day, this is what Coach Berube is going to bring to the table. And I'm excited to see him on the bench. He's going to have some passion on the bench. Didn't he get into it a couple of years ago with another coach? There was something. Yeah, exactly. This is what I like to see, baby. This is my kind of hockey. This is the way I like to play. This is passion and intensity, but with skill and knowledge and all the other elements that this guy brings to the table. Let's go, Berube. Bring it on. And with Matty Matthews as the Austin Matthews as the captain this year, I think it's a good leadership change too. So it's going to work well.
58-year-old Craig Berube joins the Maple Leafs, and last team he coached got him to the promised land, brought him the Stanley Cup. What do you have to say, Mr. Finch, about the Leafs adding Craig Berube? What are your thoughts?
What a great move. It's sad in the NHL today. I just want to bring this up, guys. I think that it's soft. I'll be honest with you, right? Like, I really do believe that it's soft. You got coaches who are hard on their players and getting shit for it. It's like participation awards for kids type of thing, soft. You know what I mean? It is kind of sad because, your best coach that you guys have had in, 60 years, you got rid of him for giving Mitch Marner a hard time and making him fucking cry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. And then, I don't know. Babcock was one of the most coaches in NHL history. You bring him in, he starts to have success with the team, and then he makes a shame out of Mitch Marner, and Mitch Marner cries, and then he's gone. Yeah. And then he's coaching the fucking University of Alberta. Give me a goddamn break, man.
What?
I mean, come on.
What a fall from grace.
Yeah, well,
he did throw him under the bus, though.
He got another shot and then started going through guys' phones and shit like that.
Yeah, he made him run.
But I'm just saying, that just goes to show how soft it is. But Berube,
give me your password. Send me your nudes.
And the reason why he was let go in St. Louis is because it's not a matter of him winning the cup in 19. It's more a matter of what have you done for me lately. You know how it goes, man. 2 years.
We lost the mic.
Lost the audio for a sec. You with us?
Lost the audio, buddy.
He got too excited, pulled his headphone jack out of the.
Yeah, I think so.
J-Dog can follow up though with the Rock'em Sock'em.
Yeah, J-Dog. What are your thoughts on Berube?
Let's go, baby.
Thoughts on Berube? I want to hear it.
I'm telling you, I am saying Berube is going to be. Well, I think I mentioned it last week. I think he's probably the best addition they could probably have in possible as far as coaching is concerned. The only other one we talked about again last week that might have been, I think it'd be too harsh for them, but still need a kick in the ass type coach like Torts. However, 6'6", 6'6", and 6'7" have made the changes to what the Toronto Maple Leafs absolutely need on the blue line. Mittman, whatever the hell you want to call his last name, the Hack, 6'7", and these guys I think the three guys that are all over 6'6" and over that they're adding is exactly what they need. There's not a lot of room out there for other teams to operate now. You know, the guys that aren't 6'6" are fast, so they can close the distance. You know, they're more of the skilled players anyway. You got, you know, Liljegren and Riley, but I honestly believe this is exactly what they've been missing for a long time. They haven't had any size, and let's face it, you know what? Benoit was a gem last year. And if he plays, I think he's got a good contract now. He's comfortable. He knows he's staying, and he knows he's got a chance at the cup. I think he's going to step it up this year. You watch in 2 years, I think that guy's going to be assistant captain, if you want my honest opinion. I think Riley will be gone within 2 years because I don't know that they're going to win it this year, but I think they're going to win it in the next 2 years. I honestly do. I think there'll be a couple of changes. It'll need, but I still think they're going to have a deep run this year, and I think it's going to be largely due to the defense factor. And I will say, you know,
6'7", Jay, 6'7".
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But Mitten and Hack. Well,
but
Hack,
what else is 67? Hey,
what's that?
What else happened in 67?
Last time they won, yeah.
That's right, baby.
Yeah. So I
think he's got a 50 mission cap too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the amount of size they've added to this team, Pacioretty, you know, I think that's a great depth player. And Zach Achilles seems to be in good shape. They were talking about him yesterday, saying that his training last year was not very good because he jumped into the season like 3/4 of the way in, and I think that's going to make a change too. The size difference is going to make the change.
Jay, with all your coaching experience, what do you think about Berube, and why is he the right guy for this team?
Ass kicking. Keefe was a pussy, and he is a pussy, and he's always going to be a pussy. He played like a pussy.
Meow.
But he's, I mean, dude, is he a smart coach? Yeah, probably, but not smart enough to know when to kick somebody's fucking ass. And I'm telling you right now, like when I coached, like it depended on who I coached. You know, like you have to know your players. He didn't know his players from a hole in the ground. I'm telling you, he thought that he was their best buddy. He didn't think of him as a coach. And that's the biggest problem. You need to have the fear of God in these guys. None of these guys want to sit. They're all alpha, even Marner's an alpha male personality. If you're willing to play hockey and be in that league, you are somewhat of an alpha personality, no matter what you say. So I think that when you have an alpha personality that you know you can control his emotions, that's a big factor. And Berube will be like fucking puppet strings on all these guys. I guarantee you, he'll be the puppet master, and he will sit them. And I guarantee you, when he signed this contract with him with Shanahan, he said, "Fuck you, Shanny. It's my show now. You've had your chance. You're not directing anything. It's up to me." I guarantee you that's part of the contract. Because if he wouldn't come in, he would not come in being the guy that he is, knowing the success that he's had and the type of player he was. To be able to come in and have to act like Keith and like a bunch of whiny, snivelly nosed little diaper wearing bitches, it's not happening. They're gonna be whiny and snivelly. That's him kicking their ass. I guarantee it. Guarantee.
Fucking love.
I think one of the big things is they added all these guys, and I think that's a good thing for the personality in their dressing room, to be honest with you, because I think that they had a problem there big time. And now they've got some veterans coming in that's going to help too, for sure, with the attitude in the locker room. They're not going to have guys fucking sitting out a game because, oh, I got a cold or a fucking headache in the playoffs. You know what I mean? That was horseshit. That's the reason why they lost.
Ridiculous.
It was all attitude.
You know that the conversations in that change room when Keith was there. Oh, did you play well on Fortnite last night? You know, like that's the conversations that they were having. It's not like, listen, dude, you should have been in the corner hustling your ass off after that puck. That's the conversation that when I was coaching, you didn't talk about what you did on the weekend. You talked about what you're going to do during the game. During the game, you talk about what you're going to do your next shift, what you're going to do the next shift after that. You need to be thinking 3 shifts ahead all the time.
That happened one time, Jay. Remember? They were actually yelling at each other on the bench.
Yeah, and how
one fucking time I've seen that happen in how many years we've watched this core 4 with each other?
It made my heart so happy.
No, that was a difference maker, man. That was a difference maker. They came back and pushed that to game 7 lost on a shitty, typical Boston play in a Boston barn that knows the board.
Bullshit goal.
Whatever bullshit. Whatever.
That's the bullshit goal. It was a good goal. It was a smart play.
Sammy Samsonoff. Okay, fuck Ostali Beast or whatever. See you later.
Pretty fucking
But at the end of the
smart
day, they actually got pissed off at each other for the first time in a long time, and that's what needs to happen every fucking game. Happens in my beer league team, and we go out there and we're lights out the next day, and then we all have beers after and hug each other. It's no problem.
They have open tryouts for the Leafs next week, buddy. Tell your boys to show up, place them.
I tell you,
there needs to be more fucking urgency with this hockey team. Yeah. Enough is enough about, getting a huge contract. You're paid a shitload of fucking money. And this team has one of the biggest fan bases in all of fucking sports across this fucking country. You go to 60%. Any fucking other fucking game where the Leafs are playing, not in their building, in visitor building, a lot of the times there's more fucking Leaf fans than there is the home fans. Enough is enough. We want a fucking cup in Toronto. And finally, fucking Shanahan went and got the right fucking coach. Finally. So
let's go, baby.
We'll see what
Yet to be determined, boys.
This is the key right here, baby.
In the pudding.
You see these? These are in season this year. Okay? This is what the Leafs need to do. First of all, they need to grow a pair. All right? And second of all, they need to have the defensive pairings to get the job done. And this year, you're goddamn right. They're right. Simon Benoit, Liljegren, Ekman Larson, McCabe, fucking Timmins, the Hockenpah guy, everybody. Those defensive pairs are the best pairs in the league.
Yeah, bro.
Those best pairs in the league, baby.
I think there's
let's talk about who we did first
to go with that pair.
Let's quickly move on here, and we'll go through our biggest signings of the year. 34-year-old Tanev finally got picked up. There was talk about it. And we finally fucking did it. And you know what? He spent time with Calgary and Dallas. A great pickup and a big pickup for 6 years, $27 million. A lot of money spent on this guy. I think that he's going to really amount to what we need. He's physical. He's got some stability. He plays, 25 minutes a game. This guy can bring it for this team. What do you think, J-Dog, about Tanev?
I think it's probably their best signing, and I'll tell you why. He plays for this, not for what's on the back. He's all about a team player. He's all about doing whatever he's asked. He's all about putting the body on the line when he needs to, and he'll fight if he has to. Well, actually, I think he kind of enjoys it a little bit every once in a while. I think it gets him going. I think he likes to play physical. He likes to be abusive. And if you watch him, he doesn't just hit people. He runs through people. He wants to make sure that when the next time you step on the ice, that your head's on a fucking swivel, or he's going to take it off. And that's what I like. And the thing is, you look at when he's in Calgary, how many times last year did he friggin' stick up for Kadri and the guys that the shit disturbers on their team, and he's still sticking up for them. You know what I mean? These are guys that are Marchand type guys. That's what Kadri's like. He's a little snake. I love him though, and I think he allowed him to play better. It allows other guys to play better. And when I say allows, it's that knowing, I'm looking for him instead of watching the guy with the puck. You know what I mean? Or I need to be watching for him while I'm carrying the puck. That's a different type of player. It changes the game. It changes the way you see things. It changes the way you perceive things as well. And it's all about head games on the ice. And a lot of people don't realize how much at high level hockey, there's a lot of head games going on.
All right, let's throw it over to Finchy. Finchy, what do you think about Tanev and the Leafs? Is that a good pickup or what?
What a great pickup. He's going to provide a lot of physicality. He's definitely a stable defenseman. He's not going to be productive in the points, but they don't need him. They don't need him to be. I mean, what did he have? Less than 20 points last year in 75 games or something like that. He's not going to put up points, let's face it, unless he gets the garbage points and they put him on the point on the power play, which they won't. He's too
penalty kill.
But he'll be on the PK. Yeah, no, he's a big solid dude for sure. I wish he was the other Tanev, so he had another profile picture made when he joined the Leafs, but he's got a great head of hair too. He's like the white Troy Polamalu, for Christ's sakes, man. He's got
the ladies will love him, buddy, with that head of hair.
Well, and he's coming to his hometown too. This is big for him, not just the Leafs, right? Yeah. He's from Toronto, right? So that's a big thing, man. If you're going to your hometown, you're going to want to be proud, man. You got family and friends that you've known your whole life there. You're going to want to do them well. And so, he's going to put it all on the line for sure. That was a great move. They needed it bad.
A lot of talk about it. Coach Jose, what do you think about Dana? Then we'll move on to another big D-man that we signed.
Have you seen this guy? Have you seen this fucking guy? You know what he is? He's a Halloween costume. I think I'm going to dress up as this guy for Halloween. That's how scary he is, and that's how good he's going to be out there. I can't wait to see him on the ice this year. Pucks won't even hit him in the face. They'll be too afraid to hit him in the face. So he'll be blocking shots, and the puck's going to come at him and go the other way. I tell you right now, this guy's going to be a staple back there on the PK. I love that thought. I can't wait to see him, just a character guy too. Like let's not forget, like a good old Canadian. Like isn't he Saskatchewan boy or something? Like where's he?
No, he's from Toronto, man.
Oh, he's from Toronto. Even better.
That's what I was just saying.
Even better. So I was busy looking up his face, and then I got captivated. I got captivated by the beauty for a second. No homo. So,
oh boy.
I gotta love these Leafs. If you love the Leafs, you love them right to the very end.
Well, Larson's no young guy, 33 years old, 4-year contract, July 1st as well. And this guy can put some bucks in the net. 32 points, 80 regular season for Florida Panthers. Just came off winning the Cup. Like, we've been adding some packing Panthers to the team, boys, and we love it. Man, just the Stanley Cup winner. Like, there's going to be some leadership in that room, but this guy can put in some time. He's one of the best defensemen in the league, and the league signed him. I love it. I really do. J-Dog, what are your thoughts on Ekman Larsson, bro?
He's, you know what? I have this, when somebody has an aura about them, this guy's got that kind of aura about him that I've always liked, but a little bit arrogant. He kind of reminds me of Henrik Lundqvist as far as the way he talks and the way he addresses the media and whatever else. He's got that confidence. I only seen him once do a bad interview where he wasn't playing well, and the interview showed the way he was. It came out of him, and the amount of how upset he was with himself. I like the way he puts the pressure on himself. I like the way he sticks up for his teammates as far as as far as on the ice, but also off the ice. A lot of his interviews, because he's a pretty well-spoken fella, and in Phoenix he did a lot of after-game interviews, and it wasn't just because he was one of the better players, but it was because he's so well-spoken. He reminded me of like Craig Rive as well back in the day. Craig ended up being captain of Montreal, but I think a lot of it had to do with just the way he talked, and it's the same thing with this guy here. I think he's going to be able to control the dressing room quite well. He's going to be a go-to guy as far as knowledge is concerned for the younger defensemen, and I think that he's pretty slick and pretty smooth, man. I think he's going to be a great addition, and especially he's such a good puck-moving defenseman that can skate with the guys that are up front, because the rest of the guys that they have on the back, the only one that can kind of skate with them is Riley, really. Liljegren's not even that fast in comparison, So I think that when they move up the ice, he'll be in the play a lot more than everybody else, or he might even be leading the play.
He'll lead their power play, I think, for sure, man. He's like one of those guys that can bring the puck up consistently. But we'll bring it over to Finchy. Finchy, what are your thoughts on OLE or OEL?
What an excellent pickup again. I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that they got him. Not really, because the Leafs are good at overspending on quality players, but at the same time, he's a pickup that, if he's not first team defense first team power play, he'll be second line power play for sure. But he's the kind of guy that'll definitely command the puck at the point. Like, he's got control, he's got patience, his awareness is excellent. Like, the guy's a fucking quality player. He's a stud. He's an all-star. And then on top of that, he's a veteran, right? Out of all of the Leafs additions that they picked up, I want to ask you guys, how many of them do you think are below the age of 30?
None.
One.
And he's
Yeah,
28.
barely none.
Yeah.
And he's 28. And so I'll tell you what, that's a good thing. They've already got all the young guys that they fucking need, right?
Yeah. Maturity.
And so the maturity in the dressing room is going to help. Berube is going to help. I think it's going to be a good year, but I just can't wait for them to fall on their face in the playoffs, man.
I love it. I love it. Those final thoughts on Mr. Larson.
Fuck! As Brandon was talking, I was thinking about how this team can afford these guys. Like, where's the money? Like, when you look at the players they have, these guys are really good players, and like, where do they fit into the cap? So I'm literally going on Cap Friendly, realizing that they put a thing on their website being like Cap Friendly is no longer a thing. So I guess we're gonna have to do our own fucking research. Like, we can't just Google things like we used to anymore. Anyways, yeah, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Like, what else to say? I mean, he's going to take a lot of pressure off Morgan Rielly. I think that's going to be a key piece for this team because Rielly's been
he's a better player than Rielly by far, dude.
100%. That's what I mean. So he's going to take a lot of offensive pressure, especially off of Rielly. Yeah. And on the power play, it gives you another little weapon, a guy who can get pucks through, a guy who can find the seams, a guy who's not as predictable as Morgan Rielly, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, like Morgan Rielly, very good player, but he probably displays what he's going to do before anybody else. He's the most, what's the word I'm looking for, boys?
You said it, predictable. He is predictable.
Yeah, he's predictable, but he's like, you know where he's going. He's not as sneaky as OEL. OEL is going to be a little more sneaky and get the puck. That first pass, that pass up the zone is going to be huge for the Leafs. They need another guy to complement Rielly's skill. They've never had it. They're trying to develop it. And Timmins and Benoit and all these other guys that just Liljegren, and they're growing, they're developing, but they just need a guy to step in there and do that. And that's what OEL brings to the table.
Pedia is the cap-friendly alternative.
There we go.
I love this guy.
Right.
The game in the house.
Good looking out.
Loving it. Looking out for the boys.
Good looking out, buddy.
Love it.
I'm going to
love it. But we're gonna keep it going.
I gotta close on my
other
screens.
Who the fuck said that Murray's starting? Fuck that, man. We got Wall and now we got Stolzars. Are you kidding me? Fucking Murray? Are you fucking hell no, bro? Hell no. Anthony Stolzar will be our backup or our number one, man. This guy fucking has it all, bro. He has it all. This guy is a great fucking signing. I am so happy to have him part of this team. And you know what? Let's say he doesn't. He doesn't start. Let's say he starts 25% of the game and Wool's our guy. Fucking Wool the wall, 75%. He's going to be a huge leadership guy for this guy, you know, and bring in some natural talent, some history, some leadership experience. He's been there. He's got a cup. Yeah, Bobrovsky led the way the whole bit, but Stolzar was there and part of the Panthers. So he's a good ad. He's a real good ad. So Murray, okay, J-Dog. What do you think about Stolzar's then?
I think he's great. He's a great ad, but he's a backup goalie. He's never played more than 34 games. So I don't know that and he's got a 2.86 average, 2.76 average. It was fairly high. However, you got a team that gives up a few goals, but they score a fair amount. So it's hard to say, but again, I just think that when you see a guy like Murray, who's actually won a cup, because Stolzy didn't win the cup. It's his partner did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this guy's won. Did he win two? He's won 2 cups, didn't he?
2 cups, yeah. 2 cups with
Murray's won 2 cups on his own because he didn't have great backup. So I think that
he had Fleury.
He had Marc-Andre Fleury there, dude.
Sorry, I was thinking that. Yeah, but wait. Wasn't Fleury the second cup? Wasn't Fleury hurt for most of the year?
He lost the net.
He lost the net to Murray in the playoffs.
Yeah. So he was hurt for a lot of the year. So that's what I'm saying. There wasn't a lot of great because whoever I can't remember who the other guy was, but it wasn't Jari. He was fucking before that. I'm trying to think of his name. Anyway, point being, I still think no matter what, you got a guy that's got 2 cups. He won them young. He knows what it takes to get there. He's on a young. Well, now it's a mixed team. I guess it was a.
They're getting older.
it's got older. There's no question. But again, like you said, it's not a real big problem. However, I do think that you're gonna go through, like, you got to look at Wall. Wall's had some injuries, right? And I don't know about Stolzar as far as his injuries are concerned, or whether he's been injury related or whatever. I don't know enough about him. But what I do know is that Wall's been
Doesn't
injured.
play enough to get hurt.
Wall, Wall hasn't played that much when you really consider it. However, he did well considering who he was backing up in the previous year, because that was a whole mess. And I'm going to tell you right now, no matter what goalie is in net, they're not going to go through the same shit they went through with friggin' what the hell's his name, Russian kid, the goalie they had. I want to forget his name so bad. Anyway, the last goalie that was a troublesome guy all year. Anyway, I'm having a brain fart. What's his name?
Sullivan will know, and that's the game is Sullivan. Our last year,
I'm talking about the goalie.
I can't think of it either for some reason too.
Samsonov?
Samsonov.
Yeah, Samsonov.
Christ, you guys.
Samsonov save.
I knew the name. I wasn't going to say shit. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I haven't even smoked any weed or anything. I just couldn't remember.
Me neither.
Anyway, so the point being,
something in the water down there in Dominican Republic.
Yeah, mango juice and other things. Yeah. Anyway, the point is that they're not going to have to go through all that drama that they went through last year. That's going to take so much pressure off of everybody. It's going to change the whole dynamic. And no matter what, they still got 3 goalies in the basement that are ready to come out at any time. They're never going to be a problem with goalies. They might go through a game or two where they have a bad goaltender. There's somebody else in line that's going to be there to be able to take up the slack. It's not going to be like last year.
All right. Any thoughts, Brendan? Or we want to move on to?
I got some thoughts. I think Stellers is a great ad, and I think that if anything, he's going to actually push Wall to do better.
I agree.
Yeah, like Wall's a young guy, right? And so Stellers has been around for a little while as a backup, whatever. But look who he's fucking backed up, man. He's backed up a Hall of Fame goaltender. You know what I mean? So, like, this is a guy who's been around the best. He knows what it takes to win. It's not that he's not prepped to play, because a guy like that, who's a veteran, he's backing up a guy like Big Bob. I don't know, man. I have a feeling that this guy is going to push, and he's probably going to get the starting job. Just my thought.
We'll see.
Dylan, it's a great problem to have.
Well,
man. I don't know. Time will tell. Let's see what he can do.
He had a .203 or 2.03 goals against average last year and a .925 save percentage.
One thing
the
team is
a lot of games, but that's pretty fucking solid, boys.
Pretty solid, boys.
One thing the team is not lacking is depth anywhere in any position. So that is what helps define a top tier team in the league. So let's see what he can do. And if he can't, and if he's not going to get the job done, there's another guy right there, and there's another guy Hildeby. There's Wall. Yeah. There's Murray. You got a lineup of goaltenders. That camp is going to be so competitive this year. And by the way, I just bought tickets to the preseason Leafs Sens game, so I'll be taking my non-hockey watching girlfriend there to show her about how true Canadian experience. So pretty awesome. I just want to say, by the way, on the topic of goaltenders, I know this is an episode of Keep Your Head Up Leafs Nation, much to Brendan's chagrin, but I did want to talk about the Roberto Luongo showing up for a beer league.
That was awesome. Game. Awesome. And they beat the defending champions 5-2 in that game too.
Right? Yeah. How amazing is that? Could you imagine? Like, would you just be starstruck, or would you be like, yeah, let's go out there, Bobby, and win us some hockey? They scored 2 goals on him.
They did. They put an ad out on Craigslist. The goaltender needed. Facebook. And he showed up. And fucking surprised them and beat the defending champions in the playoffs.
What a legendary move, man! I would. You know what? If I was a legend,
I bet you some wings with the boys after too.
Play in a beer league.
What's that?
As long as there's actually a rule, you have to be retired 5 years before you can play in a beer league. If you've been in a pro league, So
Shut the front door. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Actually,
Has it been 5 years for Bobby?
It's been 10.
Bobby
yeah,
Lou?
geez, almost 10.
It's
Yeah.
been probably more than that, actually. Probably 15 to 20. Man.
No,
we're old.
it's
No,
probably about 10.
15. 15.
10, no, 10
Yeah.
years.
I got to look. Bobby Lou.
Bobby Lou. Love
Bobby
him.
Lou.
Amazing. I can see Fleury, and Fleury's only been retired. But is he retired? He's not even retired yet.
I think he hung him up. That's
No?
the problem with down here. I thought he was hanging him up.
Is Fleury still playing, Jamie?
No, he's done. He's done. So he's retired. Yeah,
So
retired.
5 years.
I saw that
5
too.
years. I guarantee Marc-Andre Fleury's the next guy. I'll put money on it. He's the next guy to play for a beer league team somewhere.
Actually,
Oh man, I love that though.
I seen a great picture the other day. Somebody posted on Facebook. Just thought I'd bring it up. But it was Bobby Orr in a beer league game or old timer game. I'm not too sure, but he was wearing a Minnesota North Star shirt, and
Awesome.
everybody's like fake, and apparently it was like the Minnesota North Stars old timers against whatever some bunch of firemen or something like that. So it's pretty cool.
Hilarious.
All right, we'll move on. We'll keep it going. I just had to let the dog out. Actually, he just was looking at me like, yeah. Anyway, but Max
Dropping a
Pacioretty,
big curly soft one on the hardwood floor there, right in the middle of the show.
Max
A
Pacioretty
big old
or-
coil.
or
Come on, let's
or
have a
just,
little
you know,
class, boys.
minor Pacioretty.
Like
We'll
the Leafs
see,
in
but-
Game 7.
Oh gosh,
Fuck,
Mike
Bobby
is
Lou's
ready.
only been retired for 5 years, boys. Wow.
Who?
dude.
Bobby
No,
Lou.
but Max
Oh, what?
Pacioretty.
Oh, so he was
I didn't think
waiting.
I didn't
He
think
couldn't
I didn't
wait.
think he was in 10 years.
He's like, 5 years is up. He was this itching. Imagine this is Bobby Lou scrolling through the internet on Facebook.
He's scrolling and he's like, this is my fucking moment.
This is it, baby.
This
Is
is
that
my
even
time.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Was it in
It's
Florida?
Pacioretty, though, boys. Come on.
It was
now,
in
give it a respect.
Florida.
Yeah.
This guy is a good ad, and I tell you,
And he
he's
wears
done
his
it.
Florida jersey.
Pacioretty?
Yeah, man, I think he's a great ad.
Pacioretty's not going to make the team, dude.
You don't think?
He's fucking torn his Achilles twice.
No,
He's got a
they have him
tryout.
on the ice already. They already
Yeah,
have
he's
him on
got a
the ice.
tryout.
No,
He's
yeah,
not gonna
and
make
he-
the
and
team.
he-
We'll
and he
see.
played
He
We'll
well.
won't crack. He won't crack the squad, boys. If
Corey
he plays-
Perry's going to take him out.
All right.
No, he'll Corey Perry will take his mom out.
I think if he does, it'll be another, guy that's going to bring a lot of leadership to this team, right?
I
And,
bet you
yeah.
Max Pacioretty's mom was hot back in the day. I bet you. I bet.
Why do you think he's cute?
No homo.
Oh, Christ. Boys, then we'll talk about that.
I think.
We'll talk
I
about
think. I think he's a.
Let's
well,
go talk about him.
What's
Jeez,
that?
fuck that. We're not even talking about it. Let's see what he does. We'll talk about him next show.
I'd be
All
very
right.
impressed if he cracked the squad. I'll be honest with you. There's just a lot of
You
talent
know
out
what,
there,
Brad?
man. I don't think that he'll
Yeah,
do it.
there's a lot.
I'd rather
He's
have
up.
him than Yarncrook though.
No.
Yanni, though.
Yeah.
Yanni's the guy to talk about them, boys.
Yeah.
Yanni's got to talk about.
Yes.
6'7", man. This guy is a fucking beast, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy is a huge motherfucker. Like, and we just saw
And
this
he's in
motherfucker.
shape. He's another Chara-like guy. He's in shape, man. This guy is jacked. He's not a little dude. And,
No.
and he's not just like, he's not beanpole. He's jacked. He's in good shape. And I'll tell you, I know knee problems. I had 8 knee operations myself. They were worried he was knee on knee. He had a scope done just recently, and the scope, they can take pictures now and actually see inside the knee, and they said that it was clear. So
I've
there's
had that done.
there's no movement as far as the cartilage coming apart from the patellar tendon. It's not coming off the back of his kneecap either. So there's nothing that's going to get in the joint to cause any problems. They said he was bone on bone, but he's not. So that's a good thing. Or the Leafs wouldn't have signed him. They wouldn't have been able to sign him.
That's going to be a big addition. Coach Jose, what do you think about Yanni? He's a big old bastard.
Just a bit. Imagine Yanni. Imagine being a like a Nick Robertson type, like 5'8", 5 foot fuck all player coming down on like a Yanni Hakanpää Tanev combination. Like he'd be like, I can't even see. Don't even know where to go. And then you put like Hildeby or Wall in net. Like they're both like 6'4" to 7 feet tall on skates. Like it's just nothing there. Nothing there. Leafs are going to be so airtight this year defensively. I wouldn't put it past anyone that I would go so far as to predict that they will be under Berube especially, they will be a really tight defensive team, and they will probably be least goals against per game. I would love to be a goaltender on the Toronto Maple Leafs with the defensive core and those two fucking guys this year. 100 P.
Brandon, what do you think about Yanni?
He's a big dude. He is kind of Chara-esque. He can't skate like Chara. Chara had those big strides. He's just a little quicker than everybody else. He's not as tough as Chara, but I mean, nobody is. Let's face it. Chara beat the shit out of everybody who he fought. But this guy's good, man. He's a good addition. Don't get me wrong.
Just Jake McCabe.
It's not like the guy is. He's not a difference maker. He's big, right? Like he's not a difference maker in a game, though. You know what the big addition is, and I'm going to transition into this, Jamie. Sorry, I'll take away your host duties for a quick second here, because I'm fucking excited about this kid. He's not going to turn me to a Leafs fan by any means or any stretch of the imagination. No, fuck no. But anyways, Easton Cowan. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Easton Cowan, boys.
Oh,
let's talk about. You want to talk about the next Mitch Marner? I've watched him several times here in London, fellas. He's a fucking beauty.
Stud. You've seen him, eh?
Beauty.
He's a stud. Legit. He's
Did
legit.
you see his point streak? He was breaking records this year, man.
Yeah, he's unreal.
Yeah, what he did with
he's
11
something.
nights is insane.
He's something, dude. And you know what? He's special. To watch him play, he's special.
He was
wanna
lighting
talk
it
about-
up in last year's camp. Remember?
You want to see a kid who has when you watch him play, he's not the most talented player on the ice. He tries harder than every fucking person out there by like 3 times as much. Like he is go balls to the wall. This kid can fucking play, boys. And wait till you see him. He's going to be, everyone's like, oh, will he play? Will he make the team? Will he play? Will he make the team? They'd be fucking stupid to not play this.
Well, he almost made the team last year.
And right.
He should have. He was better than anyone else in camp last year.
Agreed, man.
18.
And then look at what he did in camp, and he carried it over to the season and broke records, man. The kid's fucking awesome. Awesome. And he's a local boy here too in London. Like he's from Stroud. Stroud? Is it Stroud? Stroud or
right. Yeah.
No, he's
right.
no, it's fuck me. Mount Bridges. I think he's a Mount Bridges kid. But anyways, one of those two. But the kid can fucking flat out play, boys, and I'll tell you, effort, he'll play. And if he doesn't play, they've got some issues in their back office, man. If he doesn't play, they've got some issues in their back office. With all the veterans that you've just added to protect this kid potentially, you get his ass on the ice, you get him some experience, some play time, especially in preseason, show what he can do, and he will. He tries harder than everybody I've seen, and he will.
You're right,
He'll play.
Strathroy.
Yeah,
Your first guest.
Yeah.
Strathroy. Let's throw it over to Dog. We'll throw it over to Coach, and I'll end it with my thoughts on Easton because this guy is fucking the gem. But anyway, go ahead, Jay.
I got to watch
Future.
I have one of those packages here, Max X packages. So I watched a fair amount of OHL games this year, and I have to agree, he's a package for sure. What I like is when you start thinking about who's new on the Leafs. And when I say new, I mean in the last couple of years. You're look at the talent they're bringing. Robertson has signed that deal for $875 or whatever it was, something like that. They've got Nyes, who's I think is going to be a superstar in the league. This is his coming out year, even though last year was a coming out year. I think this is going to be a year he shows who he really is. And now with all this veteran presence, these young guys that are on the team, I think it's going to be such a good learning experience for these guys that by mid-season they're going to be flying. I think that and this Cowan kid,
they need to play
probably
him.
what the team's actually been missing. I think as far as the work effort, I mean, you got Yarncrook was a good worker. There's Marner. He's a great work. He works hard. There's no question. Same thing with Matthews. He works hard. Playoffs, obviously different story. So I think when you consider you got a guy like him that's going to be really pushing to make something for himself, because look at the team you're going on to. Could you imagine being this kid? Or any of these kids coming in, look at the team they're coming on to, and they're having to crack, to try and crack this lineup. And if they do, the mental I don't know what you want to call it, but the push
Fortitude,
in your
yeah.
head that you're going to have, like the
Mental
you're gonna be, like,
fortitude?
flexing in the mirror at home by
Fortitude,
yourself, naked, going, "I am the man." Like you're like, if you make this team, it's going to be something. You know, it's going to mean something. And I think everybody's starting to get jacked up for this team, and I think that these kids, they're realizing what they're going to have a possibility of. You win a cup in Toronto, you're a god for the rest of your life.
I want to talk a little bit more about what you said, man, in terms of mental fortitude. This kid is not just mentally strong. He's got testicular fortitude. This kid's got some fucking nuts, man. He's physical. He can play. He's fast as shit. And as excited as he's going to be to join this team, those veterans like Matthews and Marner, you don't think they're going to be excited to add a fucking young guy like that?
Yeah.
Of course they are, man. They're going to be fucking pumped too, buddy. I you know what? I hate that you guys are going to be so good, but it's going to be even more satisfying, like I said, come postseason, boys. Go on, Dylan.
What do you got to say about?
Thank you. I don't have anything else to say, really. That sounds like let's fucking go, baby. He should have made this team last year. I'm glad they did it right by putting him back in there, but maybe it gave him another chip on his shoulder. Maybe this guy is just, like you said, she's balls to the wall, a passionate player type guy that we need on this team. What we're missing on this team, and like you said, he's not the most skilled, but if you play the game the right way, and if you play the game hard, I look at my kids and I look at other kids when I coach in minor hockey, and I see the kids on the ice. And the one fucking thing about minor hockey I notice the most is all the A teams, the AAA teams, the AA teams, with these kids who are like 10, 11, 12, even younger, they pick all the best players, the guys that can just skate up the ice and make the best moves. My kids aren't like that. My kids are smarter hockey players. They want to stop. They want to make a pass. They want to make a play. And this is the difference that you're going to see in any next level hockey. And that's what I think this Easton Cowan guy is going to bring to the table in terms of his hockey knowledge, his hockey sense, plus that Dougie Gilmour killer instinct, baby.
I want to respond to the game's comment there. Hold on real quick. The game said he was a hidden gem. I don't think there's anything hidden about him anymore, buddy. Good comment, though, man. Great input. Yep.
You know what, boys? And you stole the words out of my mouth, Jose. This guy has got the killer instinct. I watched them all. See, I love to watch the Knights. The Knights are the best coached team in all of hockey.
Best franchise in junior hockey.
The best coach team in all of hockey, period, across any level.
Just the best junior franchise in the country, I think.
Oh, by far.
It's the best.
They've developed some of the best hockey players that have ever played this game in our generation. They really, truly have. I watched Kane have a fucking season there. I really did. I watched Nash have a fucking season. Cohen fucking destroyed them both, man. This kid can play better than anyone I've seen in my 40 years of life. This guy has got it all. He really, truly does have it all. He just has to be mentored correctly. And you know what? Throwing him back to the OHL for one more year was the best decision ever, because he truly just took it to the next step. It's like, oh yeah, you don't want to play me? I got drafted. You want to play me? Okay, I'm just going to absolutely dominate. And he did at the OHL level. Man, the Knights should have won the Memorial Cup as far as I'm concerned. They just got unlucky at the end. He deserved it because he led that team from game one throughout the playoffs, throughout the Memorial Cup. He played so well. That kid deserves all the praise that he gets. And if he's not on this team, I'm going to lose my shit. But if he's not, the Marlies are going to win their cup for sure.
And if he's a good kid. But he's a good kid.
Jamie, I got
to say, though, my last thing, though, he has that killer instinct, just like Dougie Gilmour, just like Wendell Clark, just like Daryl Sittler. He's got that, and we've got to give him a chance. J-Dog.
I just have one thing to question you on about that. You're only 40.
Hey, happy belated birthday, J-Dog.
Fucking baby. The baby of the group over here.
with the whitest beard.
I can picture now the Coach Chippy skit and doing the Austin Matthews protecting his C in the dressing room from this Austin Cowan guy from taking the C away from him. That's going to be the next. You watch, Coach Chippy's going to be like Austin Matthews protecting the C, because that's going to happen one day. One day that this kid sounds like he's the one. He's the one. He's Neo. He is.
Hey, oh my Lord!
There should be more hype around
Luke
this
Skywalker
kid than there was
of the Toronto
about
Maple
Marner.
Leafs.
Marner deserved hype, but this guy deserves way more hype than Marner had coming out of the OHL to the Leafs. I'll tell you what, man, he is fucking awesome.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah. The chosen one.
In the bag now. But boys, it's been a great show. Right at 55 minutes. Any final thoughts on the Leafs? We got to throw it out there, and this is just for the year. Who do you guys, or how deep do you think the Leafs will go this year? Because they're guaranteed going to make playoffs with the depth that they have right now. How deep do you think they're going to go? Let's hear it from Beesnut first. How deep do you think the Leafs are going to go?
Want to save the best for last on this one?
Oh, fine. All right, J-Dog. Let's hear from J-Dog first.
Hey, I'm here. All right, fine, I'll go last.
Jesus Christ. I got married to go through drama, right? I didn't, that's not what I'm here for. I honestly, this is probably the first time in a long, long time that I firmly believe they're going to make it to the final. I don't know that they're going to win, but I actually firmly believe they're going to, because there's a few teams that made some improvements, and they were already good teams. I still think Colorado's got a good chance. I still think that
Vegas.
Florida's still a good team.
Rangers.
You can't ever count out. I don't think Rangers are going to do anything this year, to be honest with you. But
Vancouver.
I actually Vancouver, and I still think Tampa Bay's always in it.
All right. And Coach Nose, how deep do you think we'll go?
You know what? I'm just going to bask in the glory of this show because I think it's signed, sealed, and delivered thanks to the blessing from down under. I love how Brendan's below me here. Below me, because that's what he's going to have to do when the Leafs win the cup. No homo. So, yes, I'm excited. I'm glad we had a show dedicated to the Leafs. Well deserved for Keep Your Head Up Leafs Nation episode, and we will talk about the Sens hopefully soon, just for Brendan's happiness. But thanks, Brendan, for your
I'll tell you what, they haven't made me happy.
I'll throw my opinion in here for Brendan. I said the Leafs would win the Stanley Cup last year, right? How the hell better are we now? We got a better coach. We've got a massive D line. We've got
massive D
coming up.
Huge,
man. If I gotta say it again, I'm gonna. Leafs are going all the way, and we're fucking getting it done in 6. We win the cup, and we win it against fucking Edmonton. Let's fucking go!
Woo!
All Canadian final prediction is pretty fucking bold. I'll tell you what.
That'd be good.
It would be awesome, as long as it was not the Leafs. But anyway,
the old Gary.
I'll tell you what.
Heart attack.
I hate the fact that you guys are going to be awesome in the regular season, but like I said from go, it's going to be just that much more satisfying for me when you do shit the bed in the playoffs eventually. Inevitably, I should say, not eventually. Inevitably, shit the bed in the playoffs. I love it. You know what? You know what? There's actually players on the Leafs that I like now. You know what? After the season, I might not fucking think anything of them. I might hate them, but it's going to be a good season for the Leafs. Let's face it. Though they might win the regular season. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. But I think that they're a team that's going to put up a bunch of fucking goals. I don't know that their goaltending is going to stand the test of time. I know they put those big D men in and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, you know what I mean? They've got big D. But, but I am just going to go ahead and say, I think that the Leafs will probably lose in the second round.
All right. Well, you heard it first, folks.
To Boston.
Yeah. You heard it first, folks, here on Keep Your Head Up Hockey. I'm Jamie Young. He's Coach Nose. We've got Jay Bruce, the J-Dog, and Brendan Finch. We'll see you next week, folks. when we talk about, you know what? For the Sens next week.
Yeah! Keep in touch with yourselves.
Thanks for tuning in. Cheers. Keep your head up. Thanks for watching. Keep your head up. Take care, folks. See you next week.
Deuces.